Good morning, One Life America. Today is Monday, February the 16th, and we're starting off the week right with our conference call so we can all get plugged in and spend a few minutes together. Glad to have Adam Stewart and Kevin McGill with us on our call today. Do want to let you know that your lines are muted and will stay muted until the question and answer portion of our call at the end of the session. We're going to go ahead and roll right into our devotion for this week, and glad to have Brother Adam Stewart with us. Adam serves One Life as our Director of Agent Onboarding and Retention. He's also managed our Meridian Call Center. My introduction will be brief because I've introduced him several times, but he is no stranger to our conference calls, mostly due to the level of integrity, his faith, and his positive attitude that he has while helping others. And we're glad to have Adam on the call and on the team. So Adam Stewart, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you. What I wanted to read for you this morning and talk with you about was, I think, something that we can all sometimes fall guilty into doing, and it's something that we constantly need to be on guard to, try and keep that from happening. And the passage I have comes from John chapter 5, and it's verses 1 through 10. And it says, it's a story where Jesus healed a man at a pool who had been disabled for 37 or 38 years. So most of this man's life, or all of his life, he had been paralyzed and unable to take care of himself. And so verse 1 says, sometime later Jesus went up to Jerusalem for a feast of the Jews. Now there is in Jerusalem near the sheep gate a pool, which in Aramaic is called Bethesda, and which is surrounded by 5 covered colonnades. Here a great number of disabled people used to lie, the blind, the lame, the paralyzed. One who was there had been an invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked him, "Sir, do you want to get well?" The invalid replied, "Sir, I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. While I am trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me." Then Jesus said to him, "Get up, pick up your mat, and walk." At once the man was cured. He picked up his mat and walked. The day which this took place was a Sabbath. So the Jews said to the man who had been healed, "It is a Sabbath. The law forbids you to carry your mat." But he replied, "The man who made me well said to me, pick up your mat and walk." So here we have a miraculous event take place where obviously the Jews were well knowing of this man and his condition and the fact that for 38 years he'd been paralyzed. And so even after witnessing this miracle of this man all of a sudden being healed, just at Jesus' words, rather than being astonished, they're more concerned with the fact that he broke one of their rules of not working on the Sabbath. And I think that's a problem that affects people who are Christians and those as well who are not, and that's the idea of trying to follow rules and regulations. And as Christians, if we fall into that trap of focusing more on the do's and the don'ts, we lose our focus on what it should be, and that should be imitating and conforming to the image of Christ. And for those who are not Christians, we can sometimes see people who rather than looking towards Christ, they look at, well, if I do more good than bad, or if I do enough good things, that'll work for me. And the Bible is clear. John 4, chapter 14, verse 6 says, Jesus answered, speaking to his disciples, he said, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." And then Romans 8:29 says, "For those he foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son." So in closing, my challenge for you is to not, obviously, there are acceptable things that we should do and things that we should not do, but if our focus is on Christ, then those things are going to fall in line and we're not going to have to worry about those things. So again, I appreciate the opportunity. If you would, just take one moment with me. Let's have a prayer. Lord, we thank you for this day. Father, I thank you for each person that is represented on this call. Father, I ask that you would just pour out your blessings into each one's life. Father, I know with the number of folks we have that obviously there are some who are maybe dealing with things and that just need you, Father. And Lord, we just ask that you would help us to look to you, not only in our work, but in every aspect of our life. Father, I pray that you would just help us to seek you and to just look to you for guidance. And Father, as we go about our daily lives, we just pray that you would help us to be imitators of your Son, Jesus, to show that love to a world that desperately needs you. And it's in your name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Adam. It's kind of ironic that this emulated our sermon at church yesterday, and the example that my preacher used was getting lost in the woods. You can walk in circles, and being a hunter, it's easy to do. I've done it myself, and you tend to actually start leaning and walking in a long circle and come back where you are, but you have to pick an object in the distance and walk toward that. And as Christians, we should keep our eyes focused on the cross, and it helps you make your goal. Thanks again, Adam. I appreciate you doing that, and want to roll right into our production report and let you know that we had a great week again last week, or this is week 2 through 2-6, or as an agency, One Life America produced $500,096.40 of submitted annualized premium. Our top 10 for the week: number 1, Mr. Ray Casario with $8,280 of premium. Mark Hamilton with $8,046. Ken Parker Jr., $7,666. James Small, $7,647. Lyndon Bradford with $7,294. Jimmy Fowles with $6,916 of submitted annual premium. In number 7, Mr. William Jackal at $6,839. Robin Cano, $6,710. Shane Burnett at $6,609 of submitted premium. And rounding out the top 10, my friend Jose Gonzalez at $6,520 of submitted premium. 1 week from today, we tip off the 5th annual March Madness contest. Starts on Monday, February the 23rd through Sunday, March the 8th. It's a 2-week contest. Only business written during those weeks will count toward this contest. You can win upwards of $500 a week plus top 3, and we are doing a plaque, an additional cash award, and an autographed NBA or college basketball for the top 3 players. So I've had somebody ask me, said, "Well, David, who are the autographs on the basketballs?" That inspires me. What I do is those who finish in the top 3, I'll find out your favorite professional and favorite collegiate team, and then we'll order a ball respectively for those, hopefully with one of those 2 teams for you. Also want to make sure that if you qualified for the Lake Tahoe trip, that you received your registration email. We still have quite a few people out that have not registered that should have received the registration form, which was in the form of a nice One Life constant contact email and registration links on the left-hand side. Please do that as soon as possible so we can go ahead and prepare by buying airline tickets. 2 major events coming up the end of next month: our Academy and Leadership Summit. Really want to encourage you to register for the Leadership Summit managers and those who aspire to be a manager. This is going to be a great event, but we need to start planning logistically. So please get in those registrations as soon as possible for the Leadership Summit. And the Academy, encourage your new agents to make sure they're part of that. We're excited about it. If you were here in October on either side of that event, you know the excitement level that goes along with it. So make sure, as they say in the South, be there or be square. So we're looking forward to that. Stay plugged in with our social media outlets through our text message communication. OLA is what you'll text to the number 51660. That's OLA to the number 51660. Also, our Monday conference calls that we're having right now, and then all of our online social media. And make sure to share with your downline agents and friends and family the video and information about the 2016 National Sales Convention in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Very excited about that. Make sure I did not miss anything. Derek Moore's Monday motivational video will be out, and also take advantage of his website by going to onelifeamerica.com/Derek Moore to see all things motivational and inspirational and helping you build your business through a leadership role type of inspiration. So we'll go into the featured speaker portion of our call today, and we're very excited to have Mr. Kevin McGill with us. Kevin's actually on his way in the middle of or something to an appointment this morning, so he's already out closing deals, as my man says. Kevin was experienced a successful college and football career and a coaching career before he started his motivational speaking company, eventually getting into the insurance business. Kevin is a regional director for One Life and is definitely a man on the move. Just last week, Kevin was in Sacramento, California, Los Angeles, California, and Phoenix, Arizona, recruiting new agents. We're excited to have Kevin on the One Life team and look forward to having him speak at the upcoming Leadership Summit next month. Kevin, are you with us this morning?
I'm on, Dave. Can you hear me?
I can, Brother Kevin. Thank you for taking time out while you're dodging traffic to jump on and be part of this call this morning.
You're very welcome. Yeah, I parked right down the street here from my client's house, and people are looking at me like they think I'm talking to myself here because I got my earpiece on. So it's quite interesting. But thanks for having me on this morning.
Thank you.
What I wanted to talk about a little bit are leads. And, we got the A leads, the B leads, and the C leads. And I'm proud to call myself a lead junkie. And what I mean by that is I'm going to take enough leads every single week to accomplish the goal that I set for myself, okay? Now, I was listening to you rattle off those guys, all the people that made the top 10 in production, and I can assure you the one thing that they all have in common is they take as many leads as they can get, okay? Because you got to have the leads in order to write the deals. Now, I understand that this is a people business, right? We're with these folks. The name of the game is to sit down in front of them. And the more people we can sit down in front of, obviously, the more opportunity we have to write business. So it really surprises me when I talk to people and I say, well, how many leads did you take? Well, I didn't do this week very good this week because I only took 25 leads. Well, you could have taken 50 or, 75 B leads. So when you limit the amount of opportunity that you have in terms of getting in front of people face-to-face, obviously that's going to translate into lower production. And lower production then translates into lower income. So I kind of work it backwards. I look at, okay, I want to make a certain amount of money, right? I need to produce a minimum of $5,000 a week in annualized premium. And in order for me to do that, based on my history, I know that I need to pull 50 A leads and I need to pull about 75 B leads in order to do that. Now, there's times when I'm out in the field that, oh, my goodness, you know what, I didn't have a very good production in the first 2 days or 3 days, so I might need to pull up some of my old B leads in that area in order to supplement, in order to get me over that hump to the numbers that I need. So we got to look at it like every lead is an opportunity, whether it's an A lead, a B lead, or a C lead. It's an opportunity to get in front of somebody, and that's really the name of the game, because what we got to remember is that every one of these leads is a person that wants your information, okay? And when I talk to people, they go, oh, well, I only got B leads. What does that mean, only got B leads? A B lead is an A lead. It's just that they haven't been sold yet. There's absolutely no difference between the two. And I assure you that I track everything that I do, and 42% of my personal production business comes from B leads. It's leads that I pulled before. I'm working, and I continue to work on those leads over time, and they turn into deals. And again, the name of the game is to produce as many deals as we can. So we've got to somehow get rid of that stereotype that a B lead isn't as good as an A lead, where in my mind it is just as good, because those people want to talk to somebody as well. The whole trick of this is that, the name of the game, like I said, is getting in front of as many people as you can. Take as many leads as you possibly can. Take as many leads that you're allowed to take and work those leads. Now, let's say, for example, you're producing $3,000 in an annualized premium a week, and you're pulling 30 leads. And you want to get that annualized premium up to $4,000 so that you can get 40 A leads to increase your business, right? Because we're all constantly trying to increase our business. Well, it's real simple. You're working your B leads. If you need more B leads, ask for more B leads. If you can't get more B leads, save your B leads, save your A leads from the previous week or 2 weeks, and continue to work on those leads until you get your annualized premium production to the level you want so that you have access to pull additional A leads. See, one of the things that I find with agents, especially new agents, is they get caught up in the mindset that this is all I get, right? I only get 20 A leads, or I only get, so I'm capped at the production that I can produce. Well, nothing could be further from the truth, because as a company, as an organization, our goal is here to assist you and walk you down the path to where you want to go, right? So if you want to get to that 5,000 a week in annualized production, then we're going to help you do it. We're going to give you the tools and the resources that you need. And if we need to pull more B leads to do that, we can certainly do that. All it is communication. So let us know. You know, my guys and gals, I tell them, let me know if we need more B leads. I'll give you some of my own. I've got a stack of leads to help you get to where you need to go. So don't think ever that you're capped in your production because you can't get access to more people, because we want you to produce. The more you produce, the more you make, which means in turn, right, the more the company makes. So that's the key, is to get in front of people. More people you talk to, more deals you're going to make, more deals you make, more annualized premium you're at, more money in your pocket. Myself, I've never been worried about a numbers game, because in life, just about everything you're doing is a numbers game, right? When I was in high school, if I wanted a date to go to the homecoming dance, right, and there's a quota for that, it's a numbers game. I might have to ask 3 girls or 4 girls or 5 girls in order to finally get somebody to say yeah. And by golly, guess what? That's what I would do. I'd make my list. Those are my leads, right? My prospects. I have my lead list. I'd go right down that list, and I'd ask the girls. They'd say no, no, no. Eventually, I'm going to find somebody that says yeah. And that's the name of the game. The more you talk to, the greater the odds are you're going to find people that say yeah. Now, I look at the B leads to supplement those A leads to get me to that point where I want to be. Because remember, the more people you talk to, the more you get. And another thing I like to say to my people is, even a blind squirrel will find a nut in a snowstorm once in a while. If you got enough opportunity, you're going to write the business. And that's the name of the game. Any questions on that?
I've got everyone muted there. Are you through there, Kevin, or do you want to continue on and we'll have a question and answer session at the end?
No, unless people got something else, I think that's about it for me, my brother.
Okay, we're going to unmute everyone's line right now. You can hit *6 to unmute yourself and ask a question to Kevin McGill. If you don't have any questions, I do. But please take this opportunity while you got Kevin McGill on the phone to *6 and ask a question.
Yeah, one of the things when we go out into the training sessions, Dave, is, people say, oh, we have to start with B leads. And I always kind of get a chuckle out of that, because the perception is that a B lead is less quality of a lead, where in reality it is not. And if you look at your top producers, Dave, and this would be an interesting deal for you to do, is take your top 10 and find out how much annualized production that they get comes off B leads versus coming off of A leads. Now, for me, when I'm in the field, my appointment setter sets my appointments, and I don't want to know if there's any difference, if it's an A lead or a B lead, because to me, a lead is a lead. So when I get back, that's when we go back, we track on which one is which, whether it's an A or a B and where the business came from. But when I'm in the field, it makes absolutely no difference to me if it's an A lead or a B lead or a C lead or anything else, because the only thing I care about is that somebody is allowing me to come into their home and talk to them about our product. And that's the only thing that I care about.
And that's absolutely right. It's a mindset that some people have, that there is lesser value in a B or C lead than there is an A lead. Now, obviously, the stipulation is, hey, this A lead is a lot fresher, and I get that. But in buying life insurance, a lot of times it's a matter of timing. They've experienced a life-changing event, or they had to participate in the cost of a funeral, or they saw something that affected them, or they woke up one morning and thought, you know what, it's time to go ahead and take care of this. But he's getting in front of it. And just to put that in real numbers, Kevin said 42% of his production came from B leads. Now, I couldn't get my hands on the year-to-date 2014 production report quick enough, but let's say that Kevin wrote $200,000 of submitted annual premium. That means that $84,000 of that production came from B leads. That means that out of that $200,000 of annualized premium, if he would have only worked A leads and not had those B leads, his production would have only been $116,000 of submitted annual premium. Also, Kevin mentioned, B leads and the value of them. B leads equal activity, which means being active results in sales, because it might be a referral. It might be whatever the case. You might go to see someone who's not really that interested, but somebody in the house is. So by being active, you sure can't sell from the coffee shop or golf course, can you, Kevin?
That's right. Let me ask you a question, Dave. Does it matter if somebody wants to allow you to come into their home? Okay, they say, Dave, come on in. I want to talk to you about your product. Whatever that product is, it doesn't make any difference. But I want you to come talk to me. Does it matter where the lead came from or where that prospect came from at all? Does it matter at all?
No, absolutely not. I've got an invitation now.
No, it doesn't matter at all, right? Because that person wants to hear what you have to say, and that's the whole key of this whole thing. The only thing about B leads is it takes a larger number of leads in order to set the same amount of appointments. That's all. That's the only difference between the B lead and an A lead, because that B lead person wants the same information as the A lead, right? Mm-hmm. It just takes a few more phone calls to set those appointments off of B leads than it does A leads. But the whole key of it is that you have somebody that wants to talk to you about their business or about your business. So it doesn't make any difference, and that's why I don't want to know. And I tell my agents this: don't label it really a B lead or an A lead, because I don't want you to go into that appointment thinking that that's a less quality opportunity than it would be off of an A lead. That's why I don't want to know. I don't really care, and I don't want nobody to know, so that I don't give myself any preconceived notions on the quality of that lead. I want to treat every single lead as if they just mailed that card in 2 days ago. And that's how I treat it. Every single lead that I get, whether it's an A, B, or C, or if it's a B lead that I kept from 9 months ago, every one of those leads I'm going to treat as if it just came in 2 days ago.
Absolutely. And a lot of times seniors, if they've mailed a card into us, they've mailed multiples into other organizations. So they might have mailed one yesterday and thought you were the fastest insurance guy on the planet. Got it yesterday and called today. That's amazing. So you never know what the circumstances are. We do have someone with their line unmuted. KT, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Hey, KT, how you doing this morning?
Good morning. So,
you got a question for Kevin?
Yeah, I got a question. So, my question to you is, what day or how many days in advance are your appointments that are calling for your schedule? For instance, if you're working on a Monday, is she calling on Sunday, or how much in advance is she calling to set your schedule? And
I don't like them calling more than 2 days out. She started calling for me on Saturday and Sunday, and I'm going to be training all week, so I'm running pretty hard. And she'll call on Sunday for me on Monday, and Monday for Tuesday for Wednesday. And I don't want her to set during the week. I want them to set for the next day every time. And if she's got somebody that wants, like she's calling today, for example, and somebody wants to set an appointment for Wednesday, that's fine. She'll put it in the calendar, but she will follow up tomorrow to confirm that they're going to be there, so that they know 24 hours out that I'm coming the next day. And what that does is it really helps cut down on no-shows, because my no-shows are pretty small as a percentage to my business, because she does such a great job of following up. And one of the things that we use that really helps a ton is we use Google Calendar. So my appointment setter puts all my appointments in Google Calendar, so it pops right up on my phone. And if I get a no-show or something happens, I can type in no-show, I hit return, it goes back to her, it pops on her screen. She knows to follow up and to reschedule that appointment for either later in that day or the following day. So we continue to hammer them until I can get in front of them and do my thing.
And one last question is, have you and her found out a particular time which is the best time to call people, especially, in the business that we do? Does she have a better I guess you could say percentage of setting more during the morning, afternoon, or evening, or how does she usually work her?
I'll tell you our system and the way we do it. First thing we're going to do is separate our leads into age brackets. Okay, she's going to call the over 62. She's going to hammer those people early in the morning, and then she's not going to from like 8:30 in the morning till about 11. Okay, because older folks are typically up and about early in the morning, and they're more awake, they're more energized, and so forth. By about noon, they're taking a nap, most of them. So that's kind of a dead time, noon to 2. And then in the afternoon, from about 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, she's going to call the younger folks and try to set those appointments in the minute. And in the evening, she's going to come back and recall everybody that she wasn't able to get. So we break them up that way because we found that when you have those timelines broken out by age groups, you're going to have a higher percentage of contact. Because if you got somebody, let's say they're 55 years old, most of the time they're going to be working, right, from 8 in the morning until 3 or 5 o'clock. So it doesn't make sense to pound the phones on those people and burn up the quality of time that you have, your dialer's time, during the hours that most of them are going to be working. So we break it up by age group and then those time allotments, 8:30 to about 11, and then from 2:30 to 3 to 5, and then after 5 till 8:30 at night is going to be everybody again. Does that make sense, KT?
Yeah. That's cool. Now, another question is, how do you have her handle an objection? I don't remember sending that in, and it's a B lead or C lead, which we know those leads could be 6 months or more older. So how do you have her handle? Oh, I don't remember sending in that card.
What she does, and she's very good at it, is she'll kind of laugh and chuckle and say, I certainly understand that. You know, a lot of times I don't remember what I had for breakfast today. Let me share with you what the card says, and hopefully it'll jog your memory. And then she'll read back, and then she'll say, you wrote your birthday down here as, June 30th, 1958. And yeah, that's right. And go back over exactly what the lead is and say, I'm sure you remember now, don't you? And by saying that line, I'm sure you remember now, don't you, almost always they're going to go, oh, yes, because they don't want to come back and go, no, I still don't remember, because she's laying out the information that they gave. And they say, oh, yeah. Even if they don't remember, they're going to say, yeah, most of the time.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much what I have. Thank you.
One of the things that we're putting together right now, and Dave Haas is working on it, is a training seminar. We're going to do a teleseminar, and I'm hoping to do it next week, with the best appointment setters that we have in one line. And we're going to do a training, and we're going to record it, and we're going to have 2, 3, 4 gals on there that are really good and that we can all get on and learn from, so that it helps the whole company. And we're trying to get that established for next week.
Okay, that's good. That's real good.
We'll make it happen.
Thanks a lot.
Well, Kevin, we are not going to hold you up any longer. I don't think anyone has their line unmuted, so Kevin's 30 seconds away from rolling up to his first deal of the week. What are you doing on your Monday morning? Remember that this is a brand new week. You can make it the best week of 2015. Thank you, everybody, for joining our call. Thanks a lot, Kevin. Some great stuff there. Obviously, we'll have this conference call recorded and available to listen to on YouTube. We'll get that emailed out soon. Kevin, go close that deal, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.